Let folks go, son. Some people come in your life for a lifetime, some come for a season. You got to know which is which.
Toxic romantic relationships, the toxic friendships, toxic work environments,
You're a VIP, have you had any toxic relationships in your past, especially with you, meeting people out in this industry?
Yeah, I feel like, I've had the toxic romantic relationship. Because of those relationships, I feel like it's helped me spot the red flags,
Early.
So literally, like, I'll meet someone, and if I notice something, I keep my circle really small. So I've always been like quality over quantity. So I don't like to spend my days like having anxiety about, friendships and relationships. I don't really necessarily regret. Like, you sit there and think back on these moments, and you're like,
you learn.
Damn, this shit lasted way longer than it should have, But like I said, it's all about your own worth. Like, now there's no way in hell I'll ever be in another one. I feel like toxicity is, and I don't know if people will agree, but is something that you allow. Yeah. Because if I try to get into a relationship with someone and they're doing things that I don't like, but I allow it to continue, and I don't put my boundaries, and I
Standards.
don't. Yeah, and then we just lose respect, and then it's just an ongoing just toxic environment. But if you were to end it, and totally just remove that person from your life, then it's over. I mean, who hasn't had a toxic relationship? Like, we've all been young and dumb before.
I'm still in Tyler Perry's quote on this. Some people you're just supposed to have for a season.
Oh yeah, they definitely came with expiration dates.
A lot of people be like, man, okay, man, that's all four of them.
All four seasons.
That's about three seasons over. You should have.
When you extend relationships past their expiration date, then bad shit's gonna happen. That's not the one. Like, you guys are not compatible, and then you lose respect for each other. Obviously, you don't get into a relationship being toxic. Obviously, you have your little honeymoon phase. Or
Toxicity is self-reflecting.
Yeah,
it's a
allow
reflection
people
of
to
yourself.
treat you how you
what you
them.
deserve.
Yeah,
you subconsciously think that's what you deserve.
That's your
That's
worth.
why you put up with it.
I think it's different
because you think that if you just cut it off, you don't think you'll find anything better.
Mm-hmm.
You either think you won't get the same or you'll get less.
Root of toxicity is like your mindset. Your own worth. So if you are insecure, or all of these like negative things that you just you just shouldn't be in a relationship. Sometimes it's the wrong person that brings out like the worst in you.
That's fact.
And it's not even who you are at the core, it's just that one person. It's just you lose respect. One person does one thing, and like, for example, if she, let's say she hit him first, he didn't do anything, then she felt like, well, I can do this shit again.
A lot of red flags that were ignored along the way, though.
Speaking about the
sure.
red flags.
In those situations,
because you were young.
Yeah.
But now I'm sure you're able to spot them.
You said
some people spot them,
them.
They just choose to ignore them.
What red
Oh
flags?
no,
What red flags?
How do you spot them though? Like that's my question. You said you notice certain traits in certain people and they're toxic. Like what's a toxic trait? Like this fool chews ice with his mouth open.
Cause I'm selling everybody grill.
That's just being
Ice
picky.
with the mouth open.
That's just being picky. That's not toxic.
Yeah.
That's just
So what's a toxic
annoying.
trait? What's a toxic trait?
Like gaslighting.
Man,
Explain the gaslighting.
I think I experienced this a lot. Like, well, I'll bring something up calmly and then make a big deal. Like, no, like you're the crazy one. I'm like, okay.
Trying to make you seem like gaslighting.
like I'm the one who's crazy to think these things, but in reality, it's true.
Love in the club. It's a question I've asked before.
Mm-hmm.
Can you find it, and is it sustainable?
It all depends on your personality. If you are like a party person and you love to be social and you love to be out every weekend, and you find someone that is on that same wavelength, then maybe. But is it going to last? I don't know. Because for me, I feel like I would be open to finding love at the club if I'm there for, like, let's say I'm there for a birthday, right? I'm there for a specific celebration, and it's like a one-time thing, once every few months or weeks, and he's there for like a bachelor party, and we're both there at the same place at the same time, but we're never really at the club all the time. Then maybe. But if I were to meet someone that's at the club all the fucking time, to me personally, I don't like that.
How you gonna know that initially though?
Well, I'm in a booth here and you're in a booth there. We make eye contact. We're kind of flirty, and then we start to speak, and it's like, oh, I'm here for my boy's birthday or whatever, and I'm there sporadically. It's not what I do every weekend. Then maybe because we're both kind of on the same page. Wouldn't go to the club to find love, but it could happen.
No, I'm gonna give a quick answer.
Go ahead. No.
No. And what I'm referencing to is sustainability. That's to me what success is. I'm giving this answer because if this was the advice I was giving my son, if I was giving my daughter, I was looking to meet someone, I wanted a relationship.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't go to the club to meet someone. I'm not going to say, I'm going to go to the club tonight because I want to find a man. That's not the energy, you know?
Okay.
It's like I'm there. That's why I said, like, that's why I'm there with my friends.
But I think what you're saying is smart. The problem is that most people don't go to the club having that mindset. They actually go to the club thinking they about to find the one.
They're trying to
going to the club thinking
tonight.
that you're going to find the one at the club.
Tonight.
Yeah, that's a no.
We got the best vantage point because we see it. This is the biggest thing. You're intoxicated. You're already in a place of impairment.
Yeah.
That's not your best self. You can make love in the club, which
we've
had to deal with.
Speak on it.
I want to get anecdotal with it. Man, don't nobody be coming at me with the shit. I know my man 10 years. We've been married for 8.
But is it toxic?
And then we fucking we met in the club and all this shit. Miss me with all the anecdotal type shit. I don't want to hear that. That's 1 in 1,000, 1 in a million. I would never give that advice to anybody. Exception. Yeah, it's exceptions to everything, and that just deals with people.
It could happen, but I wouldn't go with that mindset of like,
I'm
going to find someone.
It's happened.
No.
Right.